welcome to True IELTS. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Jessica, and this is
IELTS Over Coffee.
So Daniel, what are we talking about today?
Well, over the next 10 lessons in this series, we're going to be looking at 10 of the most common IELTS topics and some really useful vocabulary that you can use in your IELTS writing to make you sound more natural and more academic.
That sounds really interesting. How are we going to approach it?
Well, for each word, we're going to look at a definition of the word, some common collocations. What's a collocation, Jessica?
Well, a collocation is when words go together. So these are really useful to use when you're learning new vocabulary, to learn various combinations.
Fantastic. And for each word, we're also going to look at an example sentence. Now, after each one of these words, I suggest that you pause the video and make a note of all these definitions, collocations, and examples. That will help you to remember these words in the future. So what's our first word, Jessica?
Well, our first word today, we're talking about the subject of technology. So we're going to be looking at some interesting words that you can use with this, but also they transfer to other topics as well. So the first word today is indispensable.
Indispensable means something that you cannot manage without. And some common collocations that you can use with indispensable would be something like prove indispensable, become indispensable, or consider something indispensable. Jessica, maybe you could give us an example sentence with indispensable.
Okay, so I would say that smartphones have become an indispensable part of our lives over the last decade.
It's a good one. Fantastic.
So what's our next word today, Daniel?
The next word today that we're looking at is the word innovative. Now, innovative is an adjective and it means using new methods or ideas. And some common collocations, Jessica.
Well, we can have an innovative approach to something. We can have an innovative design.
Absolutely.
Or we can have an innovative idea.
Fantastic, yeah. Now, here's an example for you. It will take an innovative approach to deal with the problem of global warming in the world.
It certainly will. So our next word today is develop. Now this is a verb that means to change something into a more advanced or stronger form, or to invent something.
Absolutely. And again, with develop, let's just look at some collocations with it. You can develop a technique, you could develop a system, and you can also develop a skill. Would you mind putting it into a sentence for us?
Yeah, so the scientists at Harvard University are developing a new drug in the treatment for dementia.
Fantastic. So they're inventing a new drug. Okay, the next word we're looking at here today is the word device. Now, a device is something which is made for a specific purpose, such as a computer or a phone, for example.
And some useful collocations for this, we talk about a time-saving device, a useful device, or an ingenious device.
Absolutely, a very clever device, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wonderful. And here's another example for you. This ingenious device ensures power is switched off whenever the bulb is removed, so that there's no risk of electrocution.
Very ingenious indeed.
It is.
So our next word today is breakthrough. Now, a breakthrough is a very important discovery or an event that helps to improve a situation or provide an answer to a specific problem.
And some collocations that we use with breakthrough are a major breakthrough. You can have a significant breakthrough. You can have an important breakthrough, and you can have a scientific breakthrough. And those first three all mean the same thing, more or less.
Excellent. So we could say there has been a major scientific breakthrough in the search for a cure for cancer.
That's a good example. Cool. Now the next word we're going to look at is obsolete. Okay. Now, what does it mean for something to be obsolete?
Well, obsolete means it's not in use anymore because it's been replaced by something better, something newer.
Absolutely. And some collocations we can have with the word obsolete are something can become obsolete, you can make something obsolete, or you can render something obsolete.
Excellent. So we could say, for example, the use of social media for communication will soon render emailing obsolete. We won't need it anymore.
Precisely. Fantastic. This is kind of the opposite of the last word we looked at. It's another adjective. It's the word cutting edge. Now, cutting edge means for something to be very modern and with all the newest features.
Excellent. So some collocations we could use. We could say there is cutting edge research. It's a cutting edge design.
Absolutely.
Or cutting edge technology.
Precisely. So let's try and use two of those collocations in an example sentence. So, the new MacBook uses cutting edge design and technology to give you the best computing experience there is on the market.
So what's our next word, Daniel?
Our next word today, Jess, is revolutionize. And revolutionize means to completely change something for the better.
Brilliant. So we could say completely revolutionize something. Utterly revolutionize something. We could revolutionize the world.
Absolutely.
Or revolutionize the way that something happens.
And so completely change it for the better.
Yep.
Fantastic. And let's see that in an example sentence.
So we could say that Google Glass hopes to revolutionize the way that we interact with the world around us.
That's wonderful. It's a very nice example. Now, today we've looked at 8 different words and how they are used, but more importantly, we've looked at these collocations. So these words that are combined together. Why is that important?
Well, this is really good because often when we learn new words, they can be easy to forget, or we can't think about the context when it comes to taking an exam or using them.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when we learn single words, they just go poof out of our heads.
So it helps to improve our general vocabulary so we can use them in lots of different contexts, and we can also link the word with something else that makes it easier for us to remember. Yeah,
that's right. And learning collocations, they make your language sound much more natural, and ultimately, but in terms of the IELTS, it means you will get better marks on your exam, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic.
So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
We hope you enjoyed it. Our next lesson will be about the topic of health, and as always, we'll be giving you lots of useful ways to use the vocabulary, to learn the vocabulary, and as always, collocations.
Fantastic. We hope to see you again.
Bye.
Bye.